A year and a half ago, we covered DLC concepts for Security Breach, and you all seem to really enjoy the ideas. So with Ruin being out for a while now, there are a whole lot of brand new concepts, and today I'm going to go through some of the best, worst, and most popular DLC concepts from the community to follow on from the Ruin DLC. From repairing Bonnie to prequels with whole new characters, there's some really awesome concepts, so stick around to see which is your favourite, and let's dive in. Starting with the Rebuild DLC, it plays off the biggest reveal of Ruin: Bonnie's discovery. After the elevator crash in Ruin, Cassie manages to escape from the Mimic, and during her escape, Glamrock Bonnie reaches out to her through the Vanny mask, a bit like the Fazwatch from Security Breach. With Bonnie directing you around the Pizzaplex with the mask, you gather parts and try to repair him in order to escape. The key twist with this concept is that you won't know whether the advice you're getting is from Bonnie or the Mimic pretending to be him, forcing you to decide whether to trust the voice or not, resulting in different endings based on your own decision. I quite like this idea because it makes a lot of sense. We know from Ruin that Bonnie is connected to the system with the wet floorbots, and the Mimic is able to hack the mask system, as we see with Helpy in Ruin. The only question would be why Bonnie would need to be fixed for us to escape. The best suggestion I saw was that the exit would be behind a high clearance door, so only Bonnie could open to let you out. But absolutely nothing is set, so if you have any ideas of why we'd need to repair Bonnie, let me know in the comments and I'd love to see what you guys come up with. The next concept is the Mirror DLC, which is very similar to the Choose Your Guardian concept from all the way before Ruin. If you've been following the series from the beginning, this will be a very familiar concept to you. This concept is a prequel to Ruin, but can take place before or after Security Breach. It would cover the stories of other children lured into the Pizzaplex by the Mimic. We can see from the spray paint and open cans from all around the Pizzaplex that other people have ventured inside, even one saying, "I stayed overnight and survived." Despite it being kinda scary, it shows that there weren't just victims of the Mimic, but survivors, which I think makes for an awesome foundation if this were to become the next DLC. Alternatively, we now know the Mimic was in the Pizzaplex all along, so the victims could also be children seen on the newspaper in the escape ending of Security Breach. These children were a big mystery to me, and I would really like to see more of what happened before Gregory covered in future DLCs. And to build on top of that, for each child that entered the Pizzaplex for this DLC, we could get a new animatronic that helps us. For Cassie, it was Roxanne, for Gregory, it was Freddy, and for the others, it could have been Chica or Monty. But with how Monty was, I'm not sure about that. While the Mirror DLC is a creative concept, the Escape DLC is far more obvious. It is based on what we already know and is the most popular concept right now. With so many questions left after Ruin's ending, it acts as a direct sequel, starting off where Ruin leaves Cassie, in the elevator deep underground. The Mimic and Roxanne are both damaged from the fight and the elevator falling, but are both still functional. Cassie escapes the underground area and helps Roxanne get away. The story takes us back into the Pizzaplex where the two are trying to escape together, occasionally being split up when Cassie has to go through the vents. And I think that is key. By splitting up Cassie from Help, players would feel much more vulnerable, just like the Endos and in the daycare in Security Breach when you can't call for Freddy. Even better, because the Mimic can find Cassie using the mask because it's infected it, she wouldn't be able to use that to escape, adding to the sense of helplessness. I can see why this DLC is such a popular idea. It expands on two loved characters and lets us have the Mimic as the main enemy, rather than just one chase scene at the end of the game. But I don't think this concept is going to happen. Although it's a really cool concept and expands on popular characters, the environment and story wouldn't be different enough to warrant a whole new DLC. But what do you think? Would it be worth having a whole DLC for this? And would you enjoy doing something similar to Ruin again? In the opening, I promised the worst DLC concept, and this one is by far the worst. The Mimic Friendship DLC. This concept takes the idea of the Mimic mimicking everything it sees and destroys it. The whole story is that because Roxy tries to save Cassie, the Mimic does the same, making it the new Guardian in this DLC. The Mimic would then act like Roxanne Wolf and try to help Cassie escape while MXES is chasing them. Avoiding all the plot holes of the Mimic having just chased us and now helping us, and MXES being disabled, this concept doesn't even make sense. The whole point is that Cassie is supposed to escape the Mimic, which attacked us at the end of Ruin, even after seeing Roxy being friendly. If this video was a tier list like my last one, it would definitely go in F tier. And moving very quickly back to good suggestions, we have the Uncertain Endings DLC, which is my personal favourite concept. It was revealed in Ruin that 5 of the 6 security breach endings never happened. A big surprise seeing as the fully animated ending never seemed to happen. This DLC would continue on from one or all of the endings we see in Security Breach that apparently never happened, almost like a what-if addition to the Security Breach story. For example, with the Disassemble ending, Gregory could be left alone in the Pizzaplex with the rampant staffbots being the main enemy, or after their escape, Freddy and Gregory return to the Pizzaplex in search of Bonnie. I'd love to hear what endings you guys would expand on and what stories you'd come up with. Leave them below and they could end up the topic of the next video. Ruin completely switched up what we expected, so this concept is completely possible, but realistically I feel the story won't stay too fixed to Security Breach long enough for this DLC to be made, especially with Help Wanted 2 coming out very soon. And that concept wraps up all the ideas I've got for you today. Which one was your favourite? And if you have any ideas of your own, please leave them in the comments. I would love to feature some of them in the next part to this video. I hope you enjoyed and thank you so much for watching.